FIFA is a non-profit. Let that sink in. The organization that runs the World Cup is, on paper, a charity, and in a single 4-year cycle, it pulled in over $7.5 billion. The next cycle, ending with the 2026 tournament in North America, is projected to hit $13 billion. So how does a non-profit make Super Bowl money 12 times over? Follow the cash. Here's the first thing to understand. FIFA doesn't really make its money over 4 years evenly. It makes it in one explosive month every 4 years when the World Cup actually happens. The rest of the cycle is set up. The tournament is the payday, and that payday comes from 4 main faucets. Faucet number 1, and it's the big one, is television. Broadcasting rights, networks around the world pay enormous sums for the exclusive right to air the matches in their country. In the last cycle, TV rights alone brought FIFA around $3.5 billion. That's nearly half of everything it made. In the United States, Fox reportedly paid over $400 million just for the English language rights to one tournament. Think of it like the NFL's TV deals, except FIFA sells the same month of content to every country on Earth, all at once. But here's the thing, selling the broadcast is only half the play. Because once FIFA controls who gets to show the games, it controls something even more valuable: the audience. And that's faucet number 2, sponsorship. When a brand's logo shows up around that pitch, that company paid for the privilege, and not a small amount. FIFA runs a tiered system. The top-tier global partners, the Cokes, the Visas, the Adidas of the world, reportedly pay somewhere between $70 and $100 million a year each. The last cycle's sponsorship haul came in around $1.8 billion. Why so much? Because a World Cup final is the single most watched event humanity stages. More eyeballs than the Super Bowl, the Olympics opening ceremony, and the Champions League final combined. You're not buying an ad. You're buying the planet's attention. Faucet number 3 is the one fans feel directly: tickets and hospitality. And in 2026, this faucet got turned way up. For the first time ever, FIFA is using dynamic pricing airline-style seats that get more expensive as demand climbs. Group stage tickets started around $60. The final climbed past $6,000 at face value. On average, 2026 ticket prices came in dramatically higher than what FIFA itself projected in its original bid documents. Add in luxury corporate hospitality packages, and ticketing pulled in over $1 billion last cycle before the 2026 price hikes. And faucet number 4, the quiet one, is licensing. Every jersey, every video game, every piece of official merchandise with the World Cup name on it sends a cut back to FIFA. Smaller than the others, but still hundreds of millions. Basically free money for owning the brand. So that's the machine. TV, sponsors, tickets, licensing. Now here's where 2026 breaks the model entirely. This tournament is the biggest in history. The field jumped from 32 teams to 48. The match count went from 64 to 104. More games means more broadcast inventory, more sponsorship slots, more tickets to sell. Broadcasting revenue alone for 2026 is projected to jump over 40% compared to the last tournament. Stack that on top of dynamic pricing and a brand new expanded Club World Cup, and you get that record $13 billion projection. More product, higher prices, same 4 faucets, just running at full blast. Which brings us back to that word, non-profit. Legally, FIFA is a registered association under Swiss law. The idea is simple. It's not supposed to generate profit for shareholders. It's supposed to take the money it makes and pour it back into football. And to be fair, a huge chunk of it does flow back out. FIFA says it reinvests the vast majority of its revenue into developing the sport, distributing billions to its more than 200 member federations around the world. Prize money is part of that too. The 2026 winners are set to take home around $50 million. And every single team that qualifies is guaranteed millions just for showing up. But here's the paradox. Even as a non-profit that gives most of its money away, FIFA keeps banking enormous profits at the end of each cycle and parking them. Its financial reserves have climbed for years, roughly $1.5 billion in 2014, nearly $3 billion by 2018, almost $4 billion after 2022, mostly sitting in cash and government bonds. So the obvious question the one critics keep asking is this: if you're a nonprofit, why are you hoarding a $4 billion war chest instead of spending it? FIFA's answer is that the reserves are an emergency cushion, money to protect football if a crisis ever wipes out a tournament. Maybe that's reasonable. A pandemic did just freeze global sports. But notice what those reserves don't pay for: the stadiums, the infrastructure. Russia spent billions building venues. Qatar spent a reported $10 billion. That bill lands on the host countries, not on FIFA. FIFA brings the brand and collects the broadcast and sponsorship money. The hosts take on the cost and the risk. And that's really the whole trick, isn't it? FIFA owns the most valuable event on the planet. It sells that event to broadcasters, to sponsors, to fans, and to merchandisers 4 times over in every market on Earth. Compressed into 1 month, it pushes most of the heavy costs onto host nations and most of the revenue back out to its federations. And whatever's left over, it keeps tax-advantaged. As a non-profit, the 2026 World Cup will be the most lucrative sporting event ever staged. $13 billion flowing through one Swiss association, triggered by a single summer of soccer across North America. So next time someone tells you the World Cup is just a game, remember, it's also one of the most efficient money machines ever built. You just had to follow the cash to see it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments.